Flightboss, bitch. I want to talk about the 360 real quick because the 360. I was just talking about the transverse in the last video. So I'm finna go get something to eat. If I could come back and talk about some real shit to make it real and practical for you motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Because just because I said I'm talking about some real shit, don't mean that everything I was kicking is not real. It's very real, just a different reality of it. You know what I'm saying? So the real shit to hear on a practical earth turn basis, I'm gonna kick that shit. Listen, I want to tell people this. Look, check this out. The 360. The 360 is very powerful. I talk about it in a bunch of other videos about the web and how you detach and shit like that. But there's a deeper science to the 360. That wasn't basically it. This video, every video I kick could go on for months and months and months, not just hours or minutes and hours. Everything that I kick has so many deep, under revealing natures to it. It's crazy. Excuse me. Now, motherfucking the 360. Now the 360, I need you to know that everything ties into everything. So just if we're talking about one thing in one video and talking about another thing in another video, don't ever forget that both of those videos intertwine somehow. Just like left brain, right brain, you're right, I'm wrong, just like left and right. That ties into the 360 also. If you do, you always want to be on the right direction. You always want to go to the right path. And when people say that, don't act naive to the situation. They're actually talking about that itself. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to be on the right path, you go the right way, you want to move on with something, that's when you do the 360 to the right. You do a 360 to the right. Direction is everything. On here on this playing field, there's no direction where I live, but when things started kicking down and getting, you know what I'm saying, manifesting and shit like that, you need direction. And direction, you need to go right. Doing the right in the situation is moving on with the situation, going through with the situation, and coming out on top of the situation. When you do a 360 to the left, you're rebelling the situation. You're going back. You don't want to be in agreeable terms of what's going on. Both of these polarities is good in every situation. Like if you want to say you're in a group of niggas, right? And then y'all about to do something that you don't feel comfortable with doing. What you need to do is go ahead and do a left 360, because when you do the left 360, things in terms of events will start popping up in order for you to get out of that situation. Oh my God! I see every time you kick knowledge, just some shit pop up. And when you go to the right, say you just want to get through with the situation. Flights, air, flights, flights, air, flights, O's, flights, air, flights, O's, flights, air, flights, grams. You know what I'm saying? Then and then when you want to do a 360 to the left, you want to rebel. So if you're in a situation where you want to get through it, but you want to come out on top, but you don't want to be attached to any, you want to be the leader, you don't want to be attached to any things that come with it. Say you in a situation, let me bring about a situation, right? Say you and 5 other your friends, y'all going to break into somebody's house because you need to take something that you thought that they got. All right, now if you don't want to do the situation, or you don't want to be in that situation, then what you need to do, you need to go ahead and rebel. Or if there's someone else that's taking it, say someone else got the gun, like in the movie Juice, someone else got the gun, but you want to hold the gun. What you need to do is go ahead and continuously go ahead and do a left to the left 360. That way you'll rebel. So if you're trying to get out the situation, terms and events pop up for you to get out the situation. Or if you're the person who want to rebel against the person who so-called being a leader, and you want the gun and you want to rebel against that, the left 360 will do that, and you'll start developing brain waves and frequencies in your brain to allow you to the point that you'll end up getting a gun, and you'll be detached from the situation at hand of you and 5 other people, but you will be still in the group moving along with it, but you won't be attached with the web of it because you're aware of the 360. Now, and then if you want to get through the situation and come out on top and be alright, you want to go ahead and do the 360 to the right. Now, when you do the 360 to the right, you're always going to be on the right end of things. So rather everything goes wrong or not, you're going to develop, say if everything went wrong and then y'all all went to jail. That's a bad situation, right? But there's a good and bad in everything. And what's going to happen in your brain, and your brain waves and frequencies and vibrations, that's not going to happen into the person who's not aware of this. The person you was with who not aware of it, what's going to happen with you, the difference between them is your brain is going to start developing brain waves and frequencies and vibrations of why this was a good situation, of why this was needed, because you did that, you did the 360 to the right. If you don't do if you ain't aware of 360 or you ain't aware of nothing at all, you're just gonna, it's on to the person and how they feel about the situation and how it come about. But if you're aware of this shit, you have no choice, and your brain have no choice naturally to come up with brain waves and frequencies and vibrations of the way the situation is gonna occur. Now, when you did now say y'all all finna go rob this house, and you're down with it, but listen, this goes down to you. You'll end up having different charges than everybody. It'll be light. I'm telling you, things trickle down. Don't just think because y'all all caught up in one. Just like GS9, Bobby Smurda and them. You know what I'm saying? All right. Prime example. I'm glad I just got this brainwave, dude. Check this out. Prime example. Bobby Smurda and them, right? They all got caught in the studio with all them guns, right? Now, look. Now, they was all in a web, connected with each other, right? Bobby Smurda, I don't know why. I don't know if in the studio, I don't know if he was doing his dance or not, but his dance sometimes allow a 360 in it. So a lot of times, a lot of them niggas was doing 360s in that video, or that dance was allowing them to do 360s unaware of it. But if you do it, you do it. Now, whether you're aware or unaware, that's based on your science and your knowledge and how much you'll be able to take it and elevate it. But people get elevated and de-elevated every day in life, and because they not knowing it. But we do magic every day just not knowing it. So it'd be good if you know it, because you'll be able to control it. You won't be in chaos all the time. You know what I'm saying? So look, they all went down. Studio all went down. Now I don't know how many niggas did 360s, left or rights. You know what I'm saying? But alright, they all in jail right now. Now this is a prime example. Now if, whoever did the Bobby Smurda dance, or if they did the 360, let's just say Bobby Smurda was aware of the 360, right? And he did a 360. Now the direction he took, say he did it to the right, and say he next to a nigga who didn't do no 360s. The difference between them in jail right now is Bobby Smurda thinking right now that the brainwaves he was developing, he did a 360 to the right. So that's leading on to right brain, right direction, right path. So his brain is going to develop frequencies and vibrations of, damn, this was what needed to happen, because man, now I could if I could get out of this, the right people might be behind me now. You know what I'm saying? I won't have all this negative shit behind me. You know what I'm saying? And he'll start developing the right thoughts. So whether he get 20 years just the same as everybody else, his time in jail will be on right, because the jail ain't right or wrong. It's nothing to nothing. There's no right or wrong to anything. You know what I'm saying? It's just how you look at it. Now the nigga who didn't do no 360 and he's still connected, he's gonna have the same brain wave as the other niggas who didn't do no 360. So they still connected. So they're gonna develop brain waves and frequencies that might end up going against Bobby Smurda. They might be together, thinking like, start talking about Bobby Smurda, like, this nigga's a bitch ass nigga, man. Fuck him, man. Why we was fucking with him? They're gonna be on all that same page, because they all still connected. They didn't detach. They didn't accidentally do the Bobby Smurda dance in the studio or something like that. So they all gonna develop them type of brain frequencies and brain vibrations. Say a nigga accidentally did a 360 to the left. Now I'm trying to give these niggas credit. I'm trying to point out and give examples to say, what if these niggas was aware of it? Say it was a nigga was aware of it. He did the 360 to the left. He detached from the little web, so he's gonna have his own thoughts, but he detached from it on a rebellious side, left brain side, the logical way of it. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. A lot of people who rebel, they do shit. They rebel from a logical state. They don't feel a certain way, then rebel. They put pieces together in intellect and come up with a logical matter of why we should rebel. This is when people rebel against the government, they come up with a logical system. They come up with a logical reason why they should rebel. Like the logical way of, I don't agree with this government, just like that, so we should rebel. That's a left brain logical way. Now, I'm not saying that the government is right, but there is no such thing as right right or wrong in any situation. It's just right or left. So in the government paradigm, which I honestly feel like that shit is bullshit, but in the paradigm, if you're in the paradigm of government, I don't even live in that sphere of reality. If you're in the paradigm of it, there's still a right and left. There's still a direction no matter what. So if you take a left, what the government perceived to be right, I'm not saying the government right. I'm saying in the government paradigm, the people who work in government, they feel like what they're doing is right. You know what I'm saying? So if you're in the system, in jail or something like that, and you're tired of it, and you do a 360 to the left, you rebel, that's a representation of going to the left. You're not going the right way to according what they feel is right. That's like if you drive without no license, the government and the DMV feel like you're wrong. But the overall of it is a polarity to everything. The overall of it is wrong. But in that paradigm, they feel like you're wrong and you're not doing right. So the directions in that paradigm is you rebelled against it. So it's like a 360 left. Like, so the 360, all this shit is very real. Like, y'all motherfuckers need to get the shit. I kick no bullshit. Don't think just because I'm kicking some shit way out of your sphere of reality and shit you wasn't raised in that I'm some type of sucker and I don't know what I'm talking about. Nigga, I'm giving you and fucking Terry's Archangel Uriel examples. I'm not just telling y'all some shit and hoping y'all believe it. I'm telling y'all some shit and giving y'all the basic nature science of it, of why it's like that. You have no choice but to say my shit is right. This ain't no shit to be like, listen to Dolo, and then listen to this cat. What the fuck these niggas talk about? This nigga right or wrong, this nigga right. This not that kind of party. I'm Archangel Uriel. The shit I'm kicking ain't no, this ain't that type of party. This, it is what it is. This is I'm giving you the nature of it. Ain't no debunking it. You can't debunk common nature. That's like somebody telling you, okay, there's no such thing as up, down, left, or right. But when you're on Earth, from an Earth perspective, up, down, left, right. That's like somebody telling you that up ain't up and down ain't down. What the fuck is he talking about? Because I could be talking about astrology, I could be talking about a planet. And the way the planet function, it has, when it comes on Earth, if you're going to tell me I'm wrong about it, when I'm giving you the basic nature, when I'm tying it to it through direction. I can give you science about Mercury just dealing with directions, up, down, left, right. You can't tell me I'm wrong. I can give you an example of that. It's not that type of party where you can analyze what I'm kicking and say it's right or wrong. This is not that. This is not that kind of knowledge. This is not that. This is common, universal, omniversal, transversal. The shit, the world I live in, where I'm coming from, this is what it is. Ain't no debunking. Ain't no none of that. This what it is. I'm kicking this shit to y'all and giving y'all examples. It's when you rebel, you naturally go left within any paradigm. You will have people who will sit here and talk to you. This nigga don't know what he's talking about though because the government is wrong. Period. Listen, we know that. I'm talking about the basic. Any knowledge I kick is from the highest and the top of the pyramid. The top down. When we talk about the tree of life, we talk about it from the top down. When we talk about pyramids, we talk about from the top down. Now, when y'all three-dimensional earth-ass motherfuckers always building from the ground up, this is where y'all fall short. You have to build things from the ground up from an earth perspective, but your mind is not earth representative. Which lets you know it's from the top down. Where is your mind at? What connects your mind to your body? The brain, right? Where's your brain at? The top of your head. Where's your feet at? On the ground. What rules the feet? Pisces. What's on the ground? Earth. What is Pisces element? Water. What's on the earth? Water. Every science I kick has a I understand y'all lower density dimensional 3D from the ground. I understand that. But I need y'all to understand me now. I'm coming from the top down. This is where I'm coming from. And my whole page is to try to get y'all to understand that I'm explaining things from the top down on how to build it from the ground up. So don't come argue with me about some ground up type shit when I'm trying to let you know I understand it. I'm just telling you it from a top down. And an argument to me that you can give me from the ground up is, like I said, a 3 density argument or something like that, or somebody telling you left, right is right. You know what I'm saying? We know that. Rebellion is left brain. And you could develop a left brain annotation about something by being too much in your right brain. Like I'm trying to tell you, all this shit is real. So when you want to do the 360 to the left, Bobby Smurda and them, how they gonna be, that nigga who did the 360 to the left, the brain waves and frequencies and shit he gonna start thinking about in jail is, let me detach myself from all of them. And let me just do my own thing so I can survive in jail. Let me rebel this way. So the left brain nigga, so the nigga who did the 360 to the left, who got caught in their whole group in jail, he gonna drift off. The niggas who didn't do nothing, they still connected to the web. The nigga who did the right 360 is gonna develop of why this was needed to take place, and be at a better state so he don't go crazy in jail. And if you live in that state, believe me, in time, you gonna manifest yourself out of there anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that, we could get in, that's a whole nother video. I'm just telling you the basic nature of the 360. You know what I'm saying? Because they all can get 20 years. But depending on the 360 is depending on how their brainwaves is gonna function. And the way your brainwave function is what allows you to manifest what you're gonna manifest anyway. So so when you detach from the little web that you in, the group you in, whatever like that, you slowly get back attached, and you always gonna be part of that. But within your paradigm program is how much of it. So niggas, start working on your 360s. You know what I'm saying? Start working on your 360s. Know when to rebel and know when to not. Know when to go the right path and go through with it. You know what I'm saying? All the 360 is detaching. Like I said, when I went to court on the elevator, I did a 360 to the left because I was automatically going to rebel any type of guilt that they trying to put me in. Because every time I go to court, they keep trying to upload a guilt program. And I got spyware and shit. And plus, when I do the 360 to the left on the elevator, I'm detached from any plugins. So when they be trying to plug it in, I did a 360 to the left. The plug not even in the same spot. So they trying to plug something in. The plug ain't even in that same spot. It didn't moved. It's gonna move back. You gotta work on your signs every day. But for that little short period of time, the rebel, when I did the 360 to the left, the plug didn't move. The plug could have moved to the 360 to the right, but right, it would have been kind of like I'm giving them rights to terms and conditions and shit with the guilt program. So on the elevator, I made sure I did the left 360, so I could rebel against the guilt program, and that plug, the plug inserted spot will be moved. So when they be trying to plug it in, they hitting the wrong spot because I didn't already moved and detached. So it's hard for them to upload the guilt program. And then when I got in the courtroom and they said all rise, instead of rising, I got up and did a 360 back to the right. But see, I had to do another one because when you go back to the right, if you go back to the right after you just did a left one, and ain't no time, not that much time passed, then your web it be off a little bit, but you be detached, but the strings go back aligned with the other strings you was just attached to. So they can allow you to play. So I had to do 2 360s to the right. But when I did the one back to the right, I got past the guilt program. They couldn't plug it in. Then when I did it to the right, I got back on the right path. Then I did another one to the right, which allows me to just get through with it without no programs attached, or without even the timing of anything getting back attached in that little period of time that I was going to be in court. So I got out of it. All they did was set another court date. It's like, listen, man, this shit deep, man. And then it's not. I'm gonna leave y'all right there. Flightboss, bitch, you know, for sure. Grams, O's, you know. And just the mind of Antares moon, man. Like, I'm about to really bring the world to where I live at. Get my wings back. Then it's gonna be all out war. All out war. Flightboss, bitch, you know.